Hello everybody, and welcome to the third lesson of the Mineral Revolution. Today we're going to look at two important men, Cecil John Rhodes and Barney Barnato. These two gentlemen were the ones that actually made diamonds such an important part of the economy of Southern Africa. They also were part of the formation of the De Beers Mining Company, which still exists today. Cecil John Rhodes was a mining entrepreneur, colonial politician, and empire builder. Was born in Bishop Stratford, Hertfordshire, England. He was the fifth son in a family of 11 children. Rhodes went to South Africa in 1871 to join his eldest brother Herbert, a cotton planter in the British colony of Natal. On his arrival, Cecil left for the newly discovered diamond fields in Griqualand West. In the mid-1870s, the diamond industry went through a crisis and rapid change. Adverse weather, meaning difficult weather conditions, the need for complex technologies to work hard rock in deep open pits, and the resulting squabbles between black and white small claim holders led to the unrest and the departure of many diggers from the business. Remember, lots of people came to do small claims, so they had their little section that they were allowed to dig in. But obviously, the deeper they got, the harder the rock, the more technology was needed. It became very difficult if you didn't have the money. Rhodes positioned himself in the camp of the larger claim holders and colonial authority. With his partner, Charles Rudd, Rhodes strongly advocated the amalgamation, meaning the combining of numerous existing mines. So he basically took a lot of the small claim holders' mines and combined them together to form a large claim of a section of the mines. By the late 1880s, the De Beers Consolidated Mining Company, grown out of the De Beers mine set up by Rhodes and Rudd, had a virtual monopoly over diamond production and trade from South Africa.
Cecil John Rhodes was an English-born politician and businessman who lived during the 19th century. He was born on July 5, 1853 in Bishop Stortford in England. When he was still very young, he moved to the British colony of South Africa on the edge of the British Empire. At the time, South Africa was an economically underdeveloped region that was rich in precious natural resources. There was a rapidly growing market for South Africa's resources, and Rhodes went to live near the city of Kimberley, investing in the search for diamonds. It turned out to be a wise choice. Soon Rhodes amassed a remarkable fortune. By the time he was 20, he was already a successful man. Starting in 1873, he began dividing his time between studying at the University of Oxford and his business pursuits in Africa. He graduated from the university in 1881 and entered the Parliament of Cape Colony, an area in Africa's southernmost tip. Rhodes enacted an aggressive pro-business economic policy, acquiring several mining companies. In 1888, he founded De Beers Consolidated Mines, a giant in the mining business. His wealth gave him increasing influence. In 1890, he was nominated Prime Minister of the Cape Colony. A passionate supporter of English imperialist policy, Rhodes governed with the sole aim of favouring British interests. In 1894, he issued the Glen Grey Act, which allowed English companies to expropriate land from native Africans in order to search for mineral deposits. The same year, Rhodes enlarged the British Empire's possessions, annexing territories that correspond with today's Zimbabwe and Zambia, which would later be renamed Rhodesia in his honour. He also tried to recapture the Republic of Transvaal, a territory rich in gold that had won its independence from Great Britain following a war fought a decade earlier between the English and the Boers, descendants of the first Dutch colonists. But the president of Transvaal, Paul Kruger, put a stop to Rhodes' ambitions. In an attempt to overturn Kruger's government, Rhodes supported an insurrection in 1895, the so-called Jameson Raid, named after Leander Starr Jameson, leader of the revolt. The attempt failed and Rhodes was forced to resign as Prime Minister. His loss of political power did not affect his economic might. By the end of the 19th century, De Beers Consolidated Mines controlled 90% of the world's diamond market. Beginning in 1899, Rhodes participated in the Second English-Boer War, though he did not live to see its conclusion. Cecil Rhodes died in Cape Town, South Africa, on March 27, 1902, a few months before the English won the war. He was 48.
Another prominent figure in the mining industry was Barney Barnato. Barney Barnato was born on the 21st of February 1851 in Whitechapel slum of London. He followed his brother Harry to Cape Town in 1873 to seek fortune in the diamond rush that followed the 1866 discovery of the diamond in Kimberley. He came to South Africa penniless, meaning he came to South Africa with absolutely no money. But within 10 years, he was a millionaire, and the Barnato Diamond Mining Company that he helped set up was a competitive rival of Cecil John Rhodes' De Beers Company. So his mining company gave Cecil John Rhodes' mining company some good competition. In 1888, after much bargaining, Rhodes gained Barnato's support to amalgamate, meaning to combine, the two companies as De Beers Consolidated Mines. This company actually still exists today. Rhodes paid over £5 million for the Kimberley Central Diamond Mining Company. In today's times, that's over 100 million rand. £4 million went into the pockets of the Barnato brothers, and Barney became Kimberley's Minister of Parliament in the Cape Parliament from 1889 to 1897. Unfortunately, Barney Barnato committed suicide on his way to London. This means that he took his own life. He jumped off the boat and drowned himself on the 14th of June, 1897. And no one knows why.
Barnet Isaacs, better known as Barney Barnato, was born in London's East End in 1852, the grandson of a rabbi and the son of a shop owner. Barney grew up a street-smart kid with an uncanny ability to always make a profit. From the age of 15, he never found himself without a pound in his pocket. A bawdy music hall performer and magician by night, and a promising boxer by day, Barney could also gamble with the best of them. Soon after arriving in Kimberley in 1873, Barney became a peddler trading goods. Then a diamond dealer. Then a small syndicate holder. Then he took over control of Kimberley Central Mining Company. The diamond industry expanded at a very rapid rate. In 1885, the race was on for control of the mines. It became a fight to the finish between Barnato and Rhodes. When the bell rang, Rhodes won. The winner and undisputed champion, Cecil Rhodes. While Barney sold out to Cecil Rhodes, Barney remained the largest shareholder in De Beers. At the height of his success, Barney moved on to Johannesburg. Another new development, the gold industry. Success. The Barnatos became very successful. Waterworks, Stock Exchange, JCI, and owned more property than anyone in Johannesburg. What happened? At the age of 46, Barney was lost at sea. Scores of people line the route to the London cemetery for one last glimpse of the battling Barnato. Barney had been a member of the Cape Parliament, and the day he was buried, the Johannesburg Stock Exchange and Parliament closed. With a bit of luck, savvy and plain old hard work, Barney created a fortune and a legend in South Africa that survives till this day.
De Beers SA is a South African company that is the world's largest producer and distributor of diamonds. Through its many subsidiaries and brands, De Beers participates in most facets of the diamond industry, including mining, trading, and retail. Retail means the selling of. In the early 21st century, the company marked 40% of the global supply of diamonds. This means that De Beers owned 40% of the diamonds around the world. Diamonds were first discovered in southern Africa in the mid-1860s on the farm of Nicholas and Diederik De Beer, near what is now the city of Kimberley. I suppose that's probably where they got the name De Beer from. The two diamond mines dug on the farm, the Kimberley and the De Beers, were at one time the world's most productive mines, but they are no longer in operation today. In 1871, the English entrepreneur Cecil John Rhodes bought a claim to the De Beers mine, and with this as a financial base, eventually bought up most of the diamond mines in southern Africa. In 1888, he and Barney Barnato formed De Beers Consolidated Mines.
The spirit of mining magnate Cecil Rhodes still haunts the boardroom where he battled with the flamboyant Barney Barnato for control over the Kimberley mine. This is Rhodes's boardroom, and it's well over 100 years old, and it's been kept exactly the way it was then. And there was much business conducted here. In fact, one of the most famous stories coming out of this boardroom was between Barney Barnato, who was sitting at that end of the table, and Rhodes over here. What Rhodes had done was he'd piled this table filled with diamonds, all specially sorted according to carat and color, etc., a process that takes 6 months. Barney Barnato was very impressed, signed the check, gave the rubber stamp, and then what Rhodes did was he picked the table up, and it's a heavy one, like this, causing the diamonds to go screaming down into a trough at the bottom. Now, of course, that meant another 6 months of sorting and loss of income for Barnato. And I quote him, he said, "I have been outjewed." Over here, we have the original safe where money was kept from deals like this. And at the end of the table down there was Rhodes's favorite seat, where he could sit quietly and look at his portrait that still hangs up there today. There was obviously also some unfinished business that happened in this room, because Rhodes has been seen haunting these parts. These doors over here are never opened, and staff have arrived to find them wide open. Now, Rhodes used to like slipping out of the back door into his office next door, where he has been seen looking through the glass. The light in the staff office has also often been seen moving back and forth, even when all the windows are shut.
It's a jewel thief's dream. So much so that you simply push millions worth out of the way without hesitation and sweep in the next bunch. Small diamonds, big diamonds, clear diamonds, and dark ones. Welcome to the DTC, the Diamond Trading Company. This is the Rough Diamond Distribution Center for De Beers. This is the middle step in between the mines and the cutters. What we're doing here is sorting the stones. There are almost 12,000 categories. The most important things, though, are the 4 C's: cut, color, clarity, and of course, carat. Think of DTC as a bridge. All the stones that De Beers mines, not just in Botswana, come through here. They're mixed and sorted before being sold. Most sales are to pre-selected customers, called site holders. It's an elite club of less than 100 jewelers, and entry is by invite only. Upset De Beers one year, and you might not be back next. We visited one site holder to find out what happens to the rough diamonds.
Basically, we'll take the parcel. This stone is a 8.193 carat. We'll scan the stone in this machine.
Okay.
Then what he'll do, he will try and maximize the profit out of each and every stone. We'll see the outskirt is the rough diamond, and we'll try and plot, in this case, 2 round diamonds.
Wow, so basically the computer picks the most efficient way
Exactly.
to maximize the most different diamonds.
Exactly. Once we decide that this is the best way we want to produce that stone, the machine will mark a laser line in the middle, this yellow line.
But you totally trust the computer program to come up with the most profitable equation.
Yes, but obviously we have our guys which will determine what is the best way. It's not only what the machine will decide, they will know the market price.
Next, the stones are cut by lasers, rounded off, then sent for polishing.
Would you like to polish?
Sure.
Okay. You'll put it gently here. You can hold it.
Okay.
Hold it here. And put it gently against the pole.
Whoa.
And slowly, slowly drop it until it touches. Slowly, slowly.
I feel like I'm burning
And you can leave it there. And when you finish, you check what you did with the loop.
Not bad. I have to say not bad at all.
You've done well.
Thank you. Olivia Stearns, Bloomberg, Gaborone, Botswana.
And this concludes the end of the diamond mining section of the mineral revolution of South Africa.